Do you want to wake up feeling like you're stepping into who you're meant to be, into the best possible version of you? What if I told you that the key to your best life, health, and happiness are all around you? You just have to find what works for you. I'm Hope Pedraza, and I believe that there isn't just one way to live a healthy and meaningful life, and that all you need is a little inspiration to make changes that last from the inside out. Each week, I'll be sharing tangible tips and inspirational interviews to help you on your journey. These are the steps to take to improve your life and live with purpose. This is Hopeful and Wholesome. Hey y'all, welcome back to Hopeful and Wholesome, and welcome back to my series, Awakened by Design, Unveiling My Journey with Human Design and My Innate Intelligence. And I wanted to have one more episode going through human design, and this one is a little bit more of an implementation example, and just to unveil really kind of my journey through creating, just kind of unveiling my journey to integrating retreats into my business that I'm doing now as kind of a new part of my Hopeful and Wholesome Wellness brand. And if you follow me on social media, I've been talking about my first retreat coming up, my first Hopeful and Wholesome retreat coming up in February of 2024. And it really goes so much deeper than that because I have so many huge plans and really just, it's really going to be completely fantastic. This is something that I am super duper excited about, but this really came off the heels of diving into some really specific parts of my human design and gene keys and all of that, and bringing to light what I meant to bring to the collective. And so here it is as Hopeful and Wholesome Retreats. If you're looking for an example of, okay, how do I put this to work? Then I have some examples of kind of how I'm putting this to work and how I'm bringing this to life using my human design. First, really honoring my type and what's lighting me up in the moment. As a manifesting generator or a Manny-Gen, I am here to do what lights me up in the moment, and I am here to do all the things and all at once, right? So me adding retreats into what I'm already doing with my brick and mortar business, and then with my wellness business, and with my human design and all these pieces, is just another part of that. And it's another avenue for me to get excited and have fun and follow my sacral nudges and follow that excitement. And for me, really honoring my sacral energy means listening to that gut reaction, right? And I've talked about in the episode about strategy and authority, it's listening to that gut reaction. For me, that's the sacral nudge, right? It's the sacral speaking. And it's that yes in the moment. And for me, it's also feeling lightness, right? It's feeling that expansiveness. So that's another good indication to know whether you're kind of in alignment or not. Is that feeling, is it letting me up? But does it feel expansive? Does it feel like when I think about it and I can fathom possibilities and all that, or does it feel like a contraction where things feel kind of closed off and shut down or shut off? For me, the retreat thing, and it's been in my mind for a while. And here's the other piece of this. My 3-5 really plays a huge part in this, in the trial and error. Because if you know about my studio imbalance, you know that we've done retreats before. In fact, we had a local one this year. We had one here in San Antonio this year. And I have played with retreats for a while, and they haven't been uber successful. They haven't ever really turned out to exactly what I wanted them to be. And I had a couple that just didn't end up happening because I didn't get enough people signed up. So when I went into this, I wanted to come at it from a different angle. I wanted to try it from a different perspective. And so a coach that I use, actually the retreat that I went on this summer to Africa, it's her group. She is a retreat expert. And so I've been in she has a kind of a mastermind group that I've been in for a while. It has a lot of other studio owners and also retreat leaders in it. And so I've been able to learn a lot from her. And so I'm thinking, okay, I have this new way to go about bringing my retreats to life because I have this strategy, right? The strategy is important. So I have the strategies, I have the know-how, I have kind of the blueprint to get this done. And at the same time, I can follow my human design and I can really blow this thing up. So the 3-5 piece for me, and this is where I went back and forth, questioning, because like I mentioned in the episode about my profile, I still do have instances where I'm like, I don't want to do the trial and error. I don't want to try it out and see if it works because I'm tired of it not working. But when I hold myself back from trying it again, then I'm really playing small, right? I'm holding myself back from the possibilities, the potentiality. And if for me, it's a lift, it's a light in my sacral, and it's a firm yes in my intuition, and I'm feeling that divine inner voice, like, yeah, this is the thing. I can't argue against that, right? I have to go with it. And so tuning into my 3-5 is letting go of the fear of it not working, and at the same time, being okay if it doesn't work. and knowing that if it doesn't work, then there's another way to do it, and I'll try it again a different way the next time. And that's a hard one, y'all. If you're a 3-5, you know what I mean. It's hard. I mean, it's hard for anybody. Nobody wants to fail 1,000 times. But because that's the way I'm here to do things, that's the way I'm here to do things. That's the way that I have to do things. And again, it's for me, it's the realization that if I'm not trying again, then I am holding myself back, and I'm holding back my true purpose and how I'm here to serve and how I'm here to lift up the collective and bring my gifts to the world. So here I am again, trying again and doing it a different way. So I'm doing it as a part of my wellness business. And I wanted to do it that way because I felt it gives me a little bit more freedom to do it exactly how I want to do it. As I don't have to be concerned about if it's just like a quote, fitness retreat, then I feel limited, right? So for me, I wanted to do it this way and really do it how I want to do it, really attract the people that are going to benefit the most from it. And really fulfilling on my 5 line and my radiant spirit that I talked about in a couple of the other episodes, it's that reaching people at a societal level. And I mentioned this in regards to retreats in another episode, but that piece is huge for me. When I lean into the 5 line, it's leaning into the principle around how do I serve people on a societal level? And for me, that retreats is, it's like a no-brainer, right? And it feels so right in my soul about this, because this is the way to bring random different groups of people together in one place, be able to serve in the capacity that I serve and teach the things that I'm here to teach, and teach the things that are fueling my sacral at the moment. And they're all going to be different. And that's what's so exciting. Like, I've mapped out so many things that I want to do and so many places I want to go, and how I want these retreats to look with different themes, and how they're all going to be different, and they're all going to serve in different capacities. And that's what I'm most excited about. The other thing that I brought in, and this is me bringing my woo out, and I absolutely love it. You could take it or leave it, and whatever you feel about it is how you feel about it. But I love this. So a mentor of mine that really, she's like a human design wizard. She also does astrocartography. And if you don't know what astrocartography is, it is exactly like it sounds, but it's basically this type of astrology that maps your birth chart, and it corresponds to different locations on the earth. So you look at you have an astrocartography, I guess chart is the word for it. It's a map, and there's a ton of different lines all over the map, and it's where the planets were, and the sun, the moon, all the things in the universe were when you were born. Similar concept of human design, right? It's about the energy that's coming off of those things right when you were born. That's what astrocartography is. And so it's this visual guide, and where the places that fall on these lines, or these lines intersect, where the places are supposed to be more meaningful, powerful, transformative for you. They all have a different meaning. So when I learned about this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And so I had my mentor of mine, she did a little reading. And so this is kind of what's leading me. And what's cool about this is not only is it going to tell you where you should go, could go, and where what you can reap from these places, what transformations are waiting for the other side, but it can also really be a clue of maybe where not the best places to go. Like, for example, your Pluto line is one of the lines on your chart, and when you go to a place in this specific with this energy, right, it's basically things hidden or brought to light on the Pluto lines, like what she says, like it's not for the faint of heart, especially long term. So it could be something beneficial for you as like an individual for a short time to bring things to light, but this can be a really emotional place, and not something you want to go long term, and not something like, this is not a place where you want to bring people on a retreat to help you uncover your crap. Is basically what I'm saying. The gal who I went on the Africa retreat, I actually sent her to my friend Crystal too, who does the astrocartography. And she had mentioned some places to Crystal that she was thinking. And one of these is on a Pluto line. And Crystal was like, go at your own risk kind of thing. Like, this probably isn't a place where you're going to have the best experience for a retreat, because it's going to be bringing up all of your crap versus you being able to have this expansive, like leading this expansive experience for other people. So I just love all of this. And I love the woo, and I love bringing the woo. But for me, this has been a really cool tool, because I've been able to look at mine. And so when I went to Tanzania, this is actually one of the things that like really drove me to want to go to Tanzania. When Erin had announced that she was doing the retreat there, the weirdest inner nudge, inner knowing like happened inside of me, where I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I can't do this. This is a long way. It's going to be really expensive. It's for a long time, and blah, 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 all the things, right? And it just would not leave my head. Like, I could not get it out of my head. And, I'd see her post about it randomly and just get this feeling like, God, I just have to be there. And so, I did some praying about it, meditating, and checked out my astrocartography map. And I'm not kidding when I say that the exact place we stay, not even like Tanzania, the country itself, the exact place we stayed was literally right on my Neptune line. And this line basically are places that illuminate what is hidden, dreams, the unconscious, parallel timelines, intuition, mystical locations. Like this is like your dreams are where your dreams are made of. So it was for me, it was like, oh, no wonder I'm drawn to it. Like it's right. And there's so many places on my chart that I have, this wish list of places that I want to take people and lead retreats. And this is how I know that every retreat I will lead is going to be just a completely transformational experience, because I am so intentionally choosing the locations. And yes, I'm choosing it based on my own astrocartography in a way, but that's how, like, that's going to lead me to the energy that I need to bring for other people, so they have the transformation that I want them to have in those locations. So all of these pieces, putting all these pieces together, right? My type, my authority, my strategy, my profile lines. I felt like all of these are the things that really came into play of deciding, like, this is what I want to do and this is how I want to do it. Again, knowing that this is lighting me up and I know this is a direction I want to go, and I will keep trying and trying again until I figure out what works best for me in this particular avenue of my business. And it's going to be another revenue stream for me. And it's going to be another way that I can really reach people in the way I want to reach people, for, again, at this societal level. So I wanted to share that quick little tidbit in this episode, and just another illustration of how you can use human design in your business to really make the best decisions and bring out new aspects of your business that maybe you hadn't even thought about. And that's the other piece for me. It's like, I've thought about retreats before. And here's the other thing I think is really interesting, because yes, I have thought about retreats before, and I've done the retreat thing, not in the capacity that I would like to, and to the extent that I want to do it now, but I have. Here's the thing too, that I think is cool. And as a Manny Gen, in the moment, it's always like, but then you think about it, you're like, okay, it's the part about not right now, right? And I think that's the thing, like when, we're asking God for things and the answer is either yes, no, not right now. The not right now is always like, oh, right. And so, and I think that's for me too, when I get the sacral nudge, and if I'm not waiting to respond, right, if I'm initiating without responding, I think this is where a lot of resistance can come up. And I think before, this was years ago when I did some other retreats. I did another international retreat years ago, and then I attempted to do a couple others. But I think for me, I didn't have the strategies that I do now. So I think that's the other piece. And I think that's really what I'm responding to now, as my authority, right? Responding is I'm responding to having the right strategy. Like I'm in this group, and this is all divinely orchestrated, right? I worked with this coach in this mastermind, and then all of a sudden she's like teaching about how to do retreats, and then I find this incredible retreat that I want to do, and then that excites me out doing my own retreats. Like it's all divinely orchestrated, and it's me. It's like all the breadcrumbs are leading me in the right direction. And per your sacral, this is a tough thing sometimes for a sacral authority, is we feel like, and for a manifesting generator, we feel like we have to know what the end result is going to be. We have to have, like, what's the answer at the end? What's waiting for us at the end of the yellow brick road? And that's not what we're here to do. When you're following your sacral, you're just following the breadcrumbs and releasing the attachment to the outcome, releasing your vision for the outcome, and allowing it to be whatever unfolds, whatever as it unfolds. And you may not even know. You may have no friggin' clue what it's going to look like on the other side, but you've got that intuitive hit, right? You've got that sacral nudge, and something's telling you, like, yeah, I got to go this direction. And you're going to figure it out as you go. Again, that's a 3-5. I figure it out as I go. You're going to pivot and change directions as you need to. For me, I'm going to try it again till I figure it out. And then I'm going to get it. And so I think for me, seeing that, like, yeah, I had this intuitive hit back in the day, years ago, for this, but then I didn't really have anything to respond to at the moment. For me, it was like, oh, I need to initiate this, but I didn't have the strategies, right? I didn't have that part to respond to. So it was letting these other pieces fall into place. And now I have the strategies. I have a totally different mindset going into it, and I'm able to respond to things in a just completely new way. So seeing it unfold like it is, I can be at peace knowing that I'm going in the right directions, right? I'm following in the breadcrumbs that God is putting out in front of me. And I'm just being divinely led and knowing that I'm just going to figure it out as I go. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's always easy, because it's not. And as if you have a 3, if you have a 3 in your profile at all, you don't even have to be a 3-5, but if you have a 3 line at all, then you're like, yeah, I know what you mean. Because sometimes it kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. And knowing that, you may have to fail 20, 30, 40 times before you figure it out is just part of the process. But you, as I mentioned in the other episodes, a couple of the episodes, you gain so much wisdom and experience and knowledge through the process, and you use that to bring to your next trial, right? The next time you try it, you have all this wisdom and you're able to use that to teach other people. So that's what I wanted to share with you in this episode, just how I'm really using that and implementing that in this new arm of my business. I hope this is helpful and you just kind of seeing how this plays out and how it integrates into your business. And with that being said, I want to invite you to learn more about my new program that I'm launching coming off the tail end of this podcast series, also doing right now, which you can also jump into. And I will have a link to that in the show notes, because the replays, even if you've missed the first session or 2 of the series and the masterclass, you can catch up on the replays. And I'm going into more detail about how to implement your human design into your life, in your business. And then coming off the tail end of that is my brand new program called the Innately Aligned Entrepreneur. And all of this that I'm sharing in this podcast series, and essentially what I'm sharing in the masterclass series as well, I'm bringing this to you and how to implement this into your life, in your business, in your relationships, and all the things going on in your world. And this comes off the tail of this most authentic and vulnerable podcast series that I've done to date, where I'm sharing my journey through human design, and I'm sharing my struggles with the deconditioning and the reconditioning and the unlearning and all these pieces that I'm bringing to you here, because it literally has changed everything. And that's why I'm bringing it to you and this brand new program to really take you on the same journey to experience the same transformation for yourself. And the Innately Aligned Entrepreneur is really going to revolutionize the way you approach life and business and well-being, because it is combining the ancient wisdom of human design, like I'm talking about here, with the natural rhythms of your cycle, which I'm going to get to in the last handful of episodes in this series, to create this completely transformative experience like no other. So inside the program, there's so many facets that we're going to cover inside the program. And essentially, you're embracing balance when you're learning how to harmonize your body and your business and your life by aligning with the cycles of nature and your human design. You're gaining this really deep sense of equilibrium that brings clarity and peace and ease and flow to your journey. We're helping you connect to your true self and exploring the depths of your individual human design, uncovering the keys to your authenticity. And by really understanding your human design, you'll be able to take yourself on this profound journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance like I have. It just changes everything about how you show up in life. And then the ease and the flow that comes with this, like really understanding how to embody ease and flow and being able to say goodbye to stress and resistance as you really are able to tap into the natural flow of your life and your business by understanding your ever-changing hormonal cycle, how to implement that into your business and how you show up, as well as your human design, right? This program is teaching you how to effortlessly navigate challenges and really fostering growth and evolution, because that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here on planet Earth. My husband and I had this conversation the other day talking about just growth and always learning and, these goals and stuff, because he was saying, we were talking about how many things we want to do in life, right? We want to learn and skills he wants to get better at. He was like, I don't think I'm ever going to really stop wanting to get better at certain things. And I'm like, that's kind of the point, right? Isn't that the point of life, to constantly be growing and evolving? And that's really by understanding these pieces of yourself that I'm teaching you in this program. That's what it's all about. And then it's elevating your business, right? Being able to leverage these newfound insights to really supercharge your business endeavors, to achieve sustainable growth by being able to align your business strategies with your own unique design and your natural rhythms. That's how you elevate your business. That's how you elevate your life. So this is this incredible journey of self-empowerment and connection and really success, and it's not just about success. To me, I feel like that word weighs heavy sometimes because we, in this capitalistic society that we live in, we equate success with money, and it's not all about that. I mean, sure, financial freedom is a huge piece of it, but it's not all about that. The success is being in alignment and embodying that alignment and embodying that authenticity, and how that transforms everything about how you show up, and how that transforms your wellness and your relationships. Your health is your wealth, right? You hear that. And I feel like sometimes that's like, it gets a little cliche, but it really is, because when you are embodying that authenticity, when you are embodying that alignment, everything about your wellness shifts. Everything about your health shifts. This is how we heal. This is how we live without dis-ease in the body. And that's what it's about in this program. It's combining the genius of human design with cycle syncing, and it's like nothing you'll ever experience. So I want to invite you into that. You can click the link in the show notes to get on the wait list. That it's not open quite yet, but it's going to be opening on, I was about to say August, but it's actually October 16th. And if you're listening to this well into the future, you can still click the link and you can learn more about jumping in later. But this first cohort is going to be a little special because I'm offering some bonuses for those who jump in from the wait list. If you decide to jump into the program from the wait list, and this is going to be at the best price that you'll ever be able to experience this program at. So I'm excited to give just a little bit of financial incentive to jump in this first cohort to really experience what it's all about, and just as an offering of gratitude for jumping on this journey with me. And I'm excited to take it with you. I'm hoping that what I'm going through so far is resonating, and it's piquing your interest and just wanting to learn more about your human design and diving into these pieces of you. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Thanks for listening to Hopeful and Wholesome, y'all. If you found value in this week's episode, please subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a review to let me know what you thought. I'd love to know what you find useful in these episodes so I can know how to provide the most value I can to my listeners. And if you have topics you'd like to know more about, I'd love to hear those as well. So shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. It's at @thehopepedraza, or you can visit my website, hopefulandwholesome.com. Thanks, y'all.